Well, good evening again out there. Hello, hi, and how are you doing? My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. Stop the music. I have already screwed this up. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have screwed this up. My apologies to you. You would think that after all this time, I would know how to start this kind of a live stream for this kind of context. So with that, let's start this over again, shall we? Yeah. That's right. Get down with the bad old selves. Yes, we are. It's very good times here on the electronic front porch. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so very much, Fedora Nation. You are awesome. Kicking butt. Man, we have got this live stream is going to be probably different than anything else I've ever done tonight. This is a party. There's not really any news, although I'm going to do some memes just for the pure fun of it. WWG1 and Gypsy were gracious enough to provide some memes. But we're just going to hang out together. We've got guests who are coming by. We're going to talk to each other and just revel in this. I've got to say, before we ever get started with this, thank you. When this channel got started in earnest in the spring of 2023, I had no idea what was going to happen. And you guys have stuck with me through it all. You have encouraged, you have spread the word, you have done everything. And on Saturday, January 11th, it finally went over the top. And I'm going to tell you the story behind that here in just a minute. Before I do so, I don't keep him backstage much longer. I sent the call out to a whole bunch of people, and at various points tonight, they're going to drop by. So without much further ado, let me bring on one of the best broadcasting duos on the whole of social media, Ruben Christopher Haynes. And that one of is not any reflection on Ruben. It has more to do with the fact that I stink. Anyway, how you doing, brother?
Doing well. Thank you. Congratulations, 1,000. I've been very busy last month, and I've been going in, but I saw it. Oh, finally! It's like about time. I think they unsuppressed you now that Biden's leaving the office, and we have Trump back in.
I want to give a little bit of context and story to this, but before I do that, let me say hello to a whole bunch of people who are popping in tonight. Miss Gypsy, and Gypsy's part of this story, so y'all hang loose here in a minute. John Chiasen, thank you so much. Z Highness representing the 199, mwah, baby doll, and Gypsy, mwah, you gorgeous thing, both of you ladies. Motard's in the house. How you doing, Motard? Mazel tov, my brother, you crazy Canadian. And Sadie is a new member. Sadie, thank you for becoming a subscriber to the channel and a channel member. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Before I pop over to Rumble, let me finish saying hello to everybody over here. Z Highness, Adam, Gypsy, Sadie. Small Time's in the house. Thank you, Small Time. Glad to have you here. Thank you very much, sir. M1's Ilana is here. Courtney's in the house. Hello, Courtney, you gorgeous doll thing, you. Oh, let's see. Who else is here? Rita Lapour. Thank you. Glad to have you here. Porchy and the gang. Look, when it gets to the point that I'm the lead singer, that I'm replacing the lead singer for Kool and the Gang, the apocalypse has arrived, okay? It's, I mean, the rivers are going dark, moons turn to blood, dogs and cats are habitating together. It's mass hysteria. Okay, it's just out and out. It's crazy. Who else is here in the house? Robert's here in the house. Glad to have you here, brother. Oh my, and thank you for the super sticker. I greatly do appreciate it, sir. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Am I missing anybody on the Rumble side? I think I got everybody. All right. I mean, YouTube side. Let me pop over to Rumble, say hello to the Wingnuts. And the OG Wingnuts are here. WWG1's in the house. TBA's in the house. Leah, you gorgeous California doll. Mwah. Hello, baby. Handy News is here. Let's see who else. Chris from My Morning Mayhem, and he will be stopping by here a little bit. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, okay. Now, having said hello to everybody, I've got to give some context to how this finally came about. And don't get me wrong, victory has 1,000 fathers. Okay. And everybody on the Rumble side, on the YouTube side, they've been pushing the channel. They've been telling their friends. They've been spreading the word. I mean, Ruben's been a part of that. I've been a part of it. But Fedora Nation, y'all have gone above and beyond anything I could ever expect. And there are two people in the past 7 days that I owe some very big thank yous to. Number one is Chris from My Morning Mayhem. He had me on his channel last Monday night, and he said, come on, let's get this guy to 1,000. He's not that far away. Let's make it happen. Well, as the days went on, it got closer to Front Porch Brunch on Saturday, and I was within like 4 subs. Just 4. And after brunch, and this is the second person I owe a big thank you to, and that is Gypsy Muse, who is one of the regulars on the Electronic Front Porch and just an absolute glorious human being. And I'm not just saying that either. I mean, she is absolutely wonderful. Anytime you guys can get into a conversation with her, do it, even though you may not agree with her on everything. That is okay. She can agree to disagree with you, et cetera, and so on. But my point is, good people to know. Well, she started putting out the word on locals channels, on everywhere else. And she's like, we're going to get this thing done. Daggone it. Well, about 4:00 in the afternoon on Saturday, as I was sitting in my what I lovingly refer to as my Archie chair in the living room, not quite smoking my cigar, being quite all in the family, but you get the idea. Gypsy gets in contact with me. She's like, Brian, I think it's over. I think you've got the 1,000. I made a beeline into my office or the studio or bombed out Sarajevo, whatever you want to call this thing I sit in. And I looked on the computer, and daggone it, she wasn't right, because she had been beating the brush, spreading the word. So Gypsy, from the bottom of my heart, mwah, thank you. And Chris, thank you, my brother. Fist bump to you. And just to give you an idea of where it all stands right now, we are we are well over the 1,000 mark, and we're climbing higher.
Good.
Zippy with a Rumble rant. Thank you very much. How glorious is Zippy? Well, Zippy, Rumble rant or no Rumble rant, you are a glorious cat. That's all I'm saying. So, third Railify is in the house. The irony of celebrating 1,000 YouTube subs on Rumble. Brother, truer words are never spoken. So yeah, it's thank you, Gypsy, thank you, Chris, thank you, everybody who's been pushing my channel. This has been a long struggle coming, and what made it in part so long is a decision that I made about last March or April, because if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, I'd usually put out like 3 or 4 videos a week and maybe 1 to 2 live streams. And, being up till midnight or 1 in the morning was just plain old killing me. So finally I said, I have got to get some sleep. It's like, so I made the decision to go mostly to live streams. Well, each platform, YouTube and Rumble, is a little bit different. YouTube loves you if you put out videos. Now, don't get me wrong. There are live streamers who are very successful on the YouTube platform, but you've got to be fairly sized to do it. Rumble, on the other hand, loves it when you do live streams, but they're not so wild about your videos. So when I shifted gears down to, like, get some sanity back and, sleep in my body, it kind of stalled out the growth of the channel on YouTube. Well, with the election now over with, and with a lot of different things shaken into place, I've decided, okay, it's time to try to find some kind of happy balance between videos and live streams. And I think I've got it figured out how I want to do it. Well, when that happened, I was sitting on about like 771 at the beginning. No, excuse me, 971 at the beginning of the year. And then all of a sudden it just kicked in between Chris and between Gypsy and everybody else spreading the word. And guys, I cannot thank you enough. I know that you guys are congratulating me. This is as much a victory for Fedora Nation as it is for me. I mean, you guys have pushed this thing up the mountain now to 1,000 subs, and we're going to go higher. This ain't done. We're not done by a long shot. Now, thank you very much, Romano Productions. Glad to have y'all here. So I sent out word today to a whole bunch of creators that have messaged me back in one form or another, and we're going to have some people stopping by tonight. And I've got some memes. I've got one of the very first videos I ever did. I want to show you guys a snippet of it, just to give you an idea of how far this thing has come. I've got a snippet from the very first live stream I ever did. And it's let's see how far we've come. It's one of those deals. And let's just reminisce tonight and have fun. So, Ruben, I'm hogging all the oxygen here. How are you doing? What's been going on with you? What are you up to, you son of a gun?
Well, the first thing is congratulations on 1,000. And
Thank you.
Again, America is coming back. Things are getting better. And the fact that you've crossed 1,000 on the advent of Trump's inauguration once again has shown that things are changing. You have Facebook doing what they're doing. Like, I put it out there. Man who claimed that there was no censorship says that there will longer be censorship. It's funny. And again, I'm glad too, because after the election, I had been in negotiation with a client, and I got the client started in December and been doing work for them. And again, they basically, a lot of businesses are now basically saying, let's open up and do things. Yep. So, my journey is about to begin in February. Basically, in a few weeks, I'll have my first funds coming in so I can start to do things. And we talked about it too. We've been talking about it ever since we met in Orlando.
Yeah.
And the show was just a wee little idea in your head.
Yeah. October of 2022,
yep.
Orlando at the Improv Club for Comedians of the Compound with Chrissy and Keanu C. Thompson. Anthony was there. Gino was there. Lila Hart was there. So yeah, it's been a journey, man. It's been an absolute journey.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We have all been there together. How'd you say it? Looking back, that the pandemic happened, what we had to go through with the whole globe going to remote, being online only, not having being in person meetings. Anything that the globalists try to do is backfired, because we have gotten closer together. The fact that Elon Musk has purchased Twitter, now X, we can speak to each other. And anything that's been labeled as mainstream corporate has been deemed false. We know it is false, but they're still using the same old, pathway to get viewership. And it's like they're on the Titanic. They hit the iceberg. They're telling us the things are wrong, and we're on the boats getting away because we're nimble, we're quick, and we're small, but we're going to grow, and you're going to grow too. That's what's the most important thing. So yeah, I'm just glad being here, and things are changing, and a week from now, President Trump will be back as president.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because you've seen the expression on Twitter, nature is healing itself, and there's been a lot of that going on since the election. As a matter of fact, culturally, you can see signs of the healing. I mean, for example, in pop culture, you see the healing taking place in the form of dances that we kind of do. I mean, for example, I mean, the hokey pokey is coming back in the style. You put the right ones in and you take the left ones out. I mean, who'd have thunk that this old dance would come back into vogue? But I mean, as opposed to Madonna and doing the voguing, we're going to start doing the hokey pokey come January 20th. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
You should actually do clips and make shorts of all the memes you get sent because they're so great. YouTube likes shorts.
Yeah, that's true.
So make some shorts and put it out there. Again, it's true. Rumble likes lives. YouTube likes videos. And again, YouTube wants to be very generic and doesn't like controversy. But again, in the world of controversial aspects, we need some proper provocateurs that speak the language and speak the truth to what's going on around us.
Well, and again, on the question of speaking, I mean, we see healing in our pop cultural norms like dances. We're even seeing healing in terms of how we speak to one another. I mean, for example, this pronoun craze has been going on. I mean, now it's, now we've got my president, your president, his president, her president, their president, our president, everyone's president. The pronoun issue is going away, Ruben. Who'd have thunk that the pronoun wars are over? Right. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The pronoun war is done. We've got a new dance craze in the hokey pokey. The pronoun war is over. I mean, my God, man. I mean, we are truly entering the golden age. I tell you what, it's crazy out there. Even, you know what? You're going to appreciate this one. I've even heard that in the computer industry, there's healing going on right now.
Okay. Yes. What?
No, wait, no. I'm serious about this. I am getting word from a lot of different people that even our computer systems are somehow showing signs of, getting normal again. I mean, a guy somebody sent me this, and I'm like, well, I don't know how this works on a computer, but this seems fairly interesting. So I don't know, man.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
It's not wrong at all, man.
No.
Sean from Third Rallify, and Sean, thank you for being here tonight in chat on Rumble. He says YouTube does not like controversy. Well, that's it for me then. Now. Just a minute, you crazy Canadian. You got to be out there doing your thing because, daggone it, free speech only stays free when we be speaking. So you just keep on being you, dude. YouTube can get over it. That's all I'm saying. So thank you for being here, Sean. It's great to have you in the audience tonight. So, yes, I mean, the healing is happening, man, everywhere we look. Pop culture, conversations, computers, it's crazy. It's just crazy out there. I mean, and even certain words are coming back in. Even certain words.
Well, I say all the words, that. I can't say them here, but I will.
Well, you're right. You really can't say them here, but you know what? I'm just going to pop this one right up here. And
good, perfect.
We'll just leave that one right there, baby. So.
That's perfect.
Oh no! Sean says he's going to be here in about 20 minutes. He says I'm going to come to ruin your stream. You are not going to ruin my stream in 20 minutes. No. You are going to be here in 20 minutes, and we're going to have fun hanging out with you, brother. And by the way, if you didn't get to see the live stream I had with he and Kelly Lamb, former reporter from Rebel News last week, I recommend you go back and look at it because you want a primer on Canadian politics. Those two cats are a very effective team of explainers in terms of what goes on in the Great North. And believe me, you think our politics is funky? Follow the Canucks. They're crazy up there, man. They're just, woof. Crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's 2025 is shaping up to be.
Well, it's only 13 days left. I'm sorry, left. 13 days in, and we've already had terrorist attacks, drone attacks, fires. Cats and dogs living together. I was kidding. all this other crazy stuff already.
Or as someone rightly put into a meme, I mean, first week of 2025, second week of 2025. I mean, it's just, I mean, who was it? I think I was mentioning this the other day. It was Nerdrotic who was hosting Friday Night Tights, and he said, we're only 10 days into this year, and look what's going on.
Right.
I mean, I thought 25 might cool down a little bit, as compared to last year. Oh, heck no. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, but the thing is, each of those two stories, the Cybertruck and the fires, they're still perpetuating. Again, if how would you say it? If a narrative comes out, which it has on both stories,
yes,
I don't believe it. The narrative, I reject the narrative, and they've lost any credibility. You had Anderson Cooper out there blaming people who were trying to save their homes for why there's no water.
Oh God.
I know. You had Don Lemon complaining that why is Obama talking to Trump so friendly at the funeral of Carter?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it. I saw it on Twitter. He went on some kind of like vile, profane screech, and I'm like, really? It's like, come on, man.
Because again, how do you say it? I know that everything. I know that. How would you say it? January 6, 2021, I saw the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah,
everything came together for me. Everything came together. So then, from that point on, everything I saw the truth, but no one was believing. And they say, "Oh, you're conspiracy theorists or this and that." No, it's true. But they're smart enough, or they think they're smart enough that they can, now be chummy, like Mark Zuckerberg. I was always against the censorship. No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. You went ahead and did it, no matter what.
Gavin Newsom, again, he's been mayor of San Francisco, governor. He's done a lot of all these jobs, but all in service of the public, but in service of himself. And you're not going to be president. And you think that I've just started? No, I'm going to be more vitriolic coming. I'm done. There's no, we're not friends anymore with Newsom and these people that are like Elizabeth Warren, what she's been doing, AOC, what they've been doing. No, you are not. I'm calling it all out.
Yeah. It's
even more so.
And before we go any further, we have a very special guest backstage. I have gotten to know this cat a little while, and let me tell you something. He is a great representative of musicians, his heritage of Puerto Rico. And he's just one hell of a good dude. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the Electronic Front Porch, my friend Peter Feliciano. How you doing, brother?
Hello, and good to see you too, Ruben.
Yes, sir.
What have you been into?
First things first, congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know how
you're looking good, dude.
Do that. What?
You're looking good, dude.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But me and Ruben's bald heads like this. I do have one gray. I saw it the other day.
No. You ain't got no gray. You ain't got no gray. Mm-hmm. What you been up to, brother?
Well, I've been slowly recording my second album, writing and recording my second album. I've been fighting with the censors, and I don't even want to. Well, maybe we'll get into it, but
I don't care. Let it rip, dude.
I've been fighting with a lot of the right on my account, which is fine. But it's interesting after acquiring all these people who followed me because of my Kamala memes, and things like that, and my rants about whatever, to now be fighting them. And we knew that, years, okay, we're eventually gonna get power, and then we're gonna have to fight the conservatives. But I will say that it's not as bad, for sure. At least right now, it's not as bad. They did not do as good a job as they thought they did, doing the old switcheroo. We're like, okay, we'll make it so bad that now conservatives will have power, and then it'll be another, so we'll get racism versus DEI versus this versus that. They didn't do as good a job, because when I post not an anti-Trump meme, but a meme like, hey guys, I don't like this thing that he's doing. I get maybe 10% pushback. The rest of it, people who I know voted for the guy, people who I know that Kamala was a worse choice, are with me. They're with me in no, we're going to hold his feet to the fire. No, I don't care if it's an R or a D. Fuck the government. No, we're going to do this. We're going to. Am I allowed to cuss on this show? I'm sorry.
The hell, yes, absolutely. The hell you can cuss on this channel.
Good.
Damn it.
So,
Gosh darn it.
So, softening the beaches has been fun, and now, it's coming to fruition that he's not even in office, and I'm already just boom, 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 and people are with me. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, we were half joking about it, but there's a certain amount of healing that's taking place right now. It's like we can actually say certain things. We can talk to each other again. We can that Biden was a boneheaded idiot. Oh my God. And Kamala was a hoe. And it just ain't no other way to say it. She's a hoe. And if you want to criticize Trump, you can criticize Trump. It's like, it's like there's a certain amount of the way I described it recently. It's like the country took a big sigh of relief. It's like the election happened. It's like, okay, let's start getting back to normal here, as much as normal as can be defined.
I would put it as the country had a colonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
A lot of fiber the last 4 years.
Oh, yeah. A lot of broccoli. A lot of broccoli, man.
Right.
But yeah, but when it does, you're right, Peter. When it comes to, I'm very much, the individualist, constitutional conservative. I'm very much about me. I don't care what somebody does. Don't affect what I want to do and how I pursue my life. But I'm not lockstep with, we have to do this in schools now and that in schools. No, the parents are responsible for what the children do. The individual's responsible for your life. If you want to run down the street smoking a cigar, singing "Glory Hallelujah," go ahead and do it. I don't care, but don't do it in front of kids. Don't do it, where affect anybody, and that's how it works. But they took it far on the left, and we don't want it on the right either. So it has to be. Again, we are in America now. We are the United States, so we need to be the United Americans. Right, left, up and down, whatever your color. I don't care. If you want, what do you want to do in your life? Be successful? Do it. Just like Brian here. He wanted a channel. He's doing it. There's a whole bunch of people that watch his stream, and it's not all, right wing. It's a mixture. It's a cosmopolitan, because that's what we are. We're a melting pot, and that's what we want to do, is celebrate the melting pot and have those conversations. And I think with RFK, with Pete Hegswick, with Prakash Patel, with Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, you have a hodgepodge. These are not conservative people. They're just people that are fed up with the bullshit that's been going on the last 8 years or more. And now we're going to say, you know what? We're going to have those tough conversations. And if we're going to figure it out. And if we can't figure it out, we're going to do what we can. No more 14,000, 20,000 page bills. Here's what we're going to do. Do we agree? Pass it. Done. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Brian.
No, excuse me. I just saw someone pop in backstage who I had invited, and he's very gracious to take some time out of his schedule to get here. And I want to bring him in as again, I'm not sure what he's got cooking tonight, because I know he and some of his compatriots a little bit later will be doing a live stream of their own. I've had the pleasure of interviewing this gentleman twice on my channel. And if I want to get a feel for what's going on in Hollywood, this guy is about as good and plugged into the business side of it as anybody out there. And if you're not following his work, bless your heart, you need to, because this guy is just that smart and just that articulate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the Electronic Front Porch, our friend Culture Casino.
Wow, that I was thinking you were introducing Gary or somebody. Hey, what's going on, Ruben, Peter? No, I was like, who's this celebrity you've got? Holy cow! It's not me. But no, and thank you for that. That was very kind words. I will say I deserve them, but thank you. And
he's so humble too.
Oh, indeed. I mean, you know your worth, ladies and gentlemen, and plan for it and negotiate for it, so you are not left short on a contract. Let me tell you, national politics aside, you know, and with everything that I think about what's been going on federally and just how many criminal acts have taken place, I take what Ruben said as I was walking in the door to heart, because I think he's 100% right. You know, limiting the number of items covered in a given bill, individualizing bills, and not having them all smashed together in one. It's all crafted by lobbyists and interns and assistants, and you know, really it's more about the lobbyists that are putting these things together, so they don't represent the actual constituency of any of these states. So by limiting it, as Ruben suggested and many others have, I think we have a better chance at good governance for a change, which I think we've been missing for the better part of 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and let me do something real quick, because
sure.
there's somebody in chat right now, and I'm going to take them at their word that they were the one that put me over the top. So I want to say a hello to Blanken Mom, who
wow, congratulations and well done.
Was the 1,000th sub, and you know, ma'am, I cannot thank you enough, because you finally put it over the top. So a special welcome to you. Welcome to the Electronic Front Porch. We're glad to have you. Hang around as long as you want. Mill around, high five with Fedora Nation as much as you can, and welcome to the party. So anyway,
Fedora Nation. I like that.
Fedora Nation, man. We are tiny, we are fierce. So
I think there's definitely a chance for good government, good governing. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm open to it. I think, you know, similarly, like what we were talking about a second ago, you know, it's okay. We don't have a lot of tools, and this is something I posted when Trump won. You know, we don't have a lot of the tools for self-correction within what we want and what the government does, or more pertinently, what the people who have that job do. The mechanism for employee correction, because there are fucking employees. The mechanism for employee correction has been twisted and broken intentionally for a long, long time. So one of our most powerful tools of employee correction is propaganda, is online, right? So as long as a propagandist, as a meme maker, as a whatever, as all of us are, as long as we're ahead of the curve, as long as we're ruining their psyops before they can psyop, as long as we're like, nope, then I think it corrects it. I think the satanic oligarchs that we're up against and their Fed puppets, they know what they're doing. They're not very smart. They're evil. And so they have these little mechanisms, the certain country over in the Middle East where a lot of them wear tiny hats and things like that, or the Federal Reserve, or the this or the that. They have all these tools, all these different, whatever, and they all work together. And if we, the people, can start popping holes in their propaganda so that it doesn't work, even when they start to drop the balloon, then they're going to have to dance faster. They're going to have to spin more plates. They're going to have to go eventually, okay, now an alien, now an alien psyop, and now with this, and now with that. And if we're already chewing on an apple going like, oh yeah, that's best you got, what else? Like if we're already not buying it, then we're ahead of the curve.
Polvier actually was doing that the other day. If you watched his interview with that propagandist journalist that was trying to hit him up while he was, I think, standing in a vineyard, to be fair. But he was chomping that apple, as you suggest. And I'm thinking, not only was that a great visual, right, but he just disarmed any single question that was being asked, because this is the other problem. As conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, whatever you want to call yourself, have at it. I'm still a center left libertarian that just happens to fall under the biggest tent there is right now, what is defined as the Republican Party, or the MAGA movement. Hopefully it becomes the mega movement. Let's make England good again. But anyway, I'm looking at the fact that we allow for them to assert the premise of the conversation. We accept what they're saying. The best don't do that. If you want to deflect a specious argument, something that comes out of nowhere, a lot of people who, many people Okay, who are these people? You have to immediately reject the idea that they're trying to assert. You do not accept their premise. Do not from the very beginning. You have to make sure they're very specific in their words. Who are these people? Name one. Name 10. Tell me who this is that supposedly has been saying this. And those are the things that I feel will help with the arguments. The problem is we don't have people trained to do that. We have people
That's
that are
true.
accepting, or they're not willing to, right? They're afraid of the pushback. But if you just set aside their premise and get to the heart of it and make and deal in specificities, they do not have them. It's why 100% of the Associated Press and most of Reuters is corrupt, because they practice yellow journalism. They start narrative first and not with the facts or the information that would feed that story. It's the same problem that they're having in California right now. They are not pursuing the politicians that are responsible, that are essentially the ones that need to be held accountable for the lack of preparation for, what expanded well beyond the borders of what it should have been. Despite the fact that they did have torrential winds, those winds have been in the Santa Anas under very similar circumstances in my lifetime. So, I would not accept any of these premises. I wouldn't accept the framing. I wouldn't accept the yellow journalism. But most importantly, deal in specifics. Most people, especially politicians, have headline information. They do not have any depth to it.
They never get into the substance of the story. Yeah, I
exactly.
agree.
Whereas Musk, Trump, many other people are overly prepared. McEnany, right? The previous press secretary. Most
Kayleigh
informed
McEnany.
woman in the world. Not only, and when she wasn't completely informed, she knew where in her book, this giant binder of FU that she carried into that room with her every time, she knew where to go in the book to smack down all the baloney sausage that was being pushed out there. The only way you get good governance is to deal with within specificity and without just heaps and stacks of what if statements. Like a lot of bills are too dense with various elements throughout them that just need to be cut out. We just is it a good law? Yes. Is it a simple law? Yes. We can vote for that. But it has to be simple. I think a bill should be like if you're going to do a spending bill, it should be no bigger than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. If you can't fit our priorities financially into some kind of an appropriation, you shouldn't have the appropriation. Right. And if you're and again, it's these omnibus bills that get us in trouble. But what got California in trouble, and this is why we're dealing with this problem, is over regulation and no accountability. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and
they're trying to blame Resnick also. They're coming out. Oh, it's a billionaire that did it. Well,
the Resnicks did steal water. I mean, steal is
but
the
not
wrong word.
Solely.
Yeah. But Resnicks did not help the situation. And honestly, not capturing the water, which all the way back in 2014, a decade ago, there was a bill in California that required the reconstruction and the addition to the reservoir systems and the ability to capture rainwater. And they're so over-regulated that they couldn't move forward on 1,000 projects because of the fact that it was being blocked. Oh, well, this environmental group says that there's this little small bird that, although it lives elsewhere, calls this their territory. And I'm like, they're going to be thrilled with a reservoir, you idiots. They drink water. It's like it's you cannot have that conversation. And you know how you save a fish? Water. It's magical. The smelt thing was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. I'm like, okay, build the reservoir, stock it with fish. The fish don't care. It's like half the places I used to go fishing was part of a river and creek system in Northern California. Up in the area around Blue Lake Springs and Mosquito Lake and all of that, all the way up there. That's great fishing, great camping, great fishing. Yeah. And if you look there, that's part of a larger system. It's used to be well managed. I have no idea now. It's in California. It's probably not anymore. But these are the situations where we are not prepared for something. is a lack of accountability. So, as James Wood suggested today, these types of errors, these types of oversights, these moments usually result in tribunals. Yeah.
Tribunals. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with words today, guys. But look, it's probably because I've still got 3 videos to edit before I go to bed.
Oh
but
shit.
Good Lord, man.
that's normal. But no, the situation is that we are headed on the right track, but we can't stop. I think you probably alluded to that before. This isn't like we're done. This is the now start the fight.
Yeah.
I feel like we dug trenches. Our trenches are set. We're good, but we're not done. Not by a long shot.
And I think more pertinently, and I do have to go in a couple of minutes, so I hate to
understood,
drop
brother.
this bomb and then and then dip, because I just wanted to definitely celebrate with you, Brian.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I think it's also important, and I did a live stream yesterday about it. You can't solve a problem until you know what your problem is first.
Amen.
And there are many moving parts, as I was talking about. There's many things we got to fight, but I made a meme about it a few days ago, where it's Desi Arnaz holding Ethel and Lucy's mouths closed. And on the left, it's Ethel, and it says libs blaming climate change. And on the right, it's Lucy with her mouth closed, and it says MAGA blaming DEI. And in the center, it's Desi, and it says the fires are fucking intentional. Now, what do I mean by that? And am I going crazy into some conspiracy theory? No. As we've seen over and over, and we talk about it in our various movements and in our, I'm a part of a lot of, MAGA people and libertarian people and dirtbag anarchist people and, blah, blah, blah. Over and over, the conspiracy theories come true. And that doesn't mean we should trust everything we read on the internet, but it does mean this looks a lot like, I don't know, Satan, right? And if you like over and over, the pattern recognition, right? Even though it could be, and it could be this, and it could be that. So what point am I making? The point is, what's our actual problem? Because there's lots of tools, there's lots of weapons, there's lots of intentions, there's lots of tiers. You have the woke, right? The amateur woke who think they have good intentions and are dumb little dum-dums who are being utilized, right? You have the different racial stuff, and they can fight these different races against each other. You can use that to, again, get the separation, get them separated from God, get them separated from the present moment, get them afraid. We're easier to control when we're afraid. Get them angry. We're easier to control when we're angry. And then you have the next tier up with the media that they kind of know that they're greedy dirtbags, but they don't know the full plan, the overarching plan. Then you have the politicians, they're psychopaths, but they want the money and the power, so they get the. But then what's the fucking problem? The problem is the satanic oligarchs. The problem. So here's the way it looks. Like for me, I try to be a channel for God. I'm not saying I'm not going to, evangelize or anything. For me, in my relationship with my God, I try to be a channel, try to be altruistic. I try to help people. I try to, I pray. I'm like, what do you want me to do here or there, God? How can I help? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. Do I fail at it? Fucking all the time. But I'm trying to be a channel. There are people in the world who are trying to be a channel for evil.
They're doing a very good job of it.
Yes. Now, what would that look like? That would look like, I don't know, killing millions of people with a vaccine. That would look like, I don't know, setting fire to Hawaii because you wanted to build a 15-minute city there. That would look like killing 20 million black babies since 1973 in abortion. That would look like a lot of things in manifestation world that looks like, walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's a fucking Satanist, okay? Now, how do we then, if we don't keep the eye on the actual problem, I feel like it's again, and I think we're doing a better job this time. And I've certainly grown a lot. I've only been awake and I hope I'm awake now, right? So I have some humility about it, but I'm trying to. But if we only blame DEI, we're focusing on the weapon instead of the motherfuckers who are wielding the weapon.
Yes.
Instead, if we focus on, ineptitude, we miss the fact that ineptitude was intentionally placed there by people who know, hey, this guy's a greedy piece of shit with, slick black hair who is obviously evil. So, you know what? We're going to he may not know the overarching plan for global control, but we'll put him in there because we know he's not going to take care of these people. So he's going to continue, whether they know or not. The ineptitude is still a piece. It's still a tool. It's still a weapon in their arsenal. And they are quite literally people who have over and over, it's about 12 satanic families who have been, I know, it sounds crazy, I know it, but I'm saying, and we know some of their names, but what I'm saying is, walks like a duck, talks like a duck. If we get too distracted on, and again, I'm not saying we don't need to stop the bleeding. Of course we do. Of course we got to knock that weapon out of this person's hand. But if we don't, wait a second, why does it continue to have the finger marks of this person, continue to have the finger marks of these evil fucks? If we don't focus in on that, then we won't be able to find a solution, because you cannot find a solution to a problem unless you know what your problem is first.
Amen to that.
My thing the last couple of about a year is just like, hey, call yourself whatever you want. Be MAGA, be libertarian, be liberal, be whatever. Okay. But all the infighting is great, and we have important stuff to focus on. But like, hey guys, there's like they're pitting us against fucking each other. They're doing this intentionally. They've been doing it for a lot longer than 100 or the lifetime of a couple.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So, anyway,
absolutely.
that's just my thing.
Well, let me go ahead and bring on some gentlemen who are in the background, and I'm going to try to do justice on intros to all of them because they're all worthy of good praise and good words. The very first interview that I did on my channel was one of the gentlemen that I'm about to bring on now. He, at the time, was part of the Dangerous Rhetoric podcast, and he is an artist. He is soulful. He's probably one of the most decent human beings walking on the planet. He is Daniel De La Fey. Welcome back to the Electronic Front Porch, my brother.
Wow, thank you for that intro. That was very flattering, soulful. You
are, sir. You are, if I might be so bold to say. But we are glad to have you here.
I missed Peter waxing poetic. I really missed listening to that. I was sitting there, I was just nodding and being like, I missed this. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see all of you guys. I don't know Culture Casino, so nice to meet you, but good to see you, Ruben. And Brian, congrats on 1,000, man. That's really awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That you're still doing it. I remember when you started, and like I said, you got that radio voice, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I got a couple other people hanging around in the background. One of the people in recent days has helped push the channel over 1,000. He is a content creator in his own right on YouTube, on Rumble, a filmmaker, a documentarian. He is a man of many talents, wearing many hats, and he is a great representative of the Peach State of Georgia. Please welcome Chris from My Morning Mayhem. How you doing, brother?
Man. Hey, y'all.
Welcome. And yeah, we were talking about at the top of the show, everything that you did in the last week or so to help push the channel over the top, and my undying thanks, brother. I'm not kidding. Seriously, couldn't have got there without you. And we have one more who he has his camera turned off, but I know what that lunatic is wearing, and I'm already scared to death. He said he was going to come on here and disrupt the live stream, and true to his insane Canadian ways, please welcome from the Third Railify channel on Rumble. Please welcome Mr. Sean. All right, turn that camera. There it is.
Oh, how are you guys doing? I'm so happy to be here to meet all of you guys.
Did not expect
you, who I'm just meeting now, you're asking me about my wiener. But for Brian, congratulations. 1,000 subs, not necessarily easy to do, but now that you've done it, the Eye of Sauron is going to be on you, and, well, good luck with that.
No, it don't matter.
By the way, for those of you that don't know, that was a quote from the movie Accepted.
Yes, it is good. Look at this Gandalf-looking motherfucker right here.
Sean, Chris, legendary Culture Casino. Culture.
I love that movie, Accepted. Terrible film, but I just love it.
Justin Long acquits himself quite well of being, the ne'er-do-well that leads everybody down the primrose path to some kind of alternative college. I thought that was well done. Ask me about my wiener. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a proud alumni of the Southampton Institute of Technology.
Yes. Shit.
Oh, mother
I
of
said
God!
a bad word, and I don't say a bad word, but that's the initials of the school.
This one's already off. This one's definitely down the rabbit hole already.
All right.
Going to ruin your stream.
No. This is a party.
accepted.
I want everybody to have fun.
This is a party.
And this is a party, yes.
Party
And before I go any further, from up in Connecticut with a super chat. Thank you very much. That's extremely generous of you. Very, very kind. One of my when I interviewed Megan Fox, that's how up in Connecticut found my channel, and she has been here ever since. And one of my most steadfast members of Fedora Nation, who's always retweeting announcements about the channel or about live streams or videos or anything else. Couldn't do it without you, dear. We're glad you're here for the party. So, hello, gorgeous.
You know what's interesting? I interviewed Megan Fox like a year or so ago.
Can we get her in here though? It's a sausage fest right now. Like we need some Megan Fox in here.
Well, we might be visited by Forest Mommy at some point. I don't know if she's going to make it or not.
Where are you? We need some feminine energy up in here.
Yeah, I mean, we got it's a sausage fest with a Canadian wiener down there. I mean, for the love of God, man. I mean, it's just.
Well, let's be frank for a minute. There's a bunch of good guys.
Frank. That was good. That was
and while that's a wonderful pun, I am not Frank. I am cultured.
Oh, well, excuse me. Well, that's
But we all have Franks. Just kidding.
Well, and as always, culture's always putting the mustard on his comments, man. So that's just Nah, it didn't work.
I was thinking of a response to Ruben. I'm like, did you just assume we all have Franks? What if some of us are trans?
I don't care.
I don't care.
No. But to answer Peter's thing, he had me think about three things really quickly, and I'll do it really fast. Back in the Renaissance, the word villain was created, and that word were the elite telling the people that they were complaining that it wasn't his fault, it was the villagers' fault, the ones that are outside. Hence, villain was created. And that's what the government has been doing for the last 4 years or more, calling us the villain, because we are the ones that are saying, no, it's wrong, and we're going to be on our own. We went off, and they still went after us. It's insane.
I'm not smart enough for the stream. I just want you to know that.
And of late, the thing that came up is if you follow Ian Carroll, he is now going through and showing who owns what, who is the narrative, who are the lobbyists.
I've been watching that. That's
really. You guys listen to his words. How can you possibly do that when he's got this mustache right there? All I can do is look at the mustache.
It's a great mustache.
That's all I can do. I mean, if you had a mustache like that, just not even accompanied by a giant beard, just a massive, just a hog of a stash. All I could think is, I have a mustache. I have a mustache. That would be it.
But you do look like him.
Well, why do you think
if he had diabetes
and was wearing a wiener costume
and was I have a Yeti.
But the last big point I wanted to mention, a consequence. If you all know, there's a history. Disneyland cannot update anything because if they update, it has to go to code. This fire is going to cause all the rebuilding to have to go to certain codes. Hence their 15-minute city, all that stuff. So again, and the idea that the Los Angeles was to have the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's prime real estate.
It goes back to the stuff Peter was saying before. It's like you do have you have to wonder, how planned is some of this shit? And it's do we know 100%? No. But you have to wonder. And if it, like he said, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, might be a duck.
But the thing is, one thing we have to do in 2025, and I told Brian this off the screen, and now here, we can't just speculate anymore. We can't just sit by and say someone will take care of it. We are the media. We are the people in charge. We have to do something now.
Yeah,
that's my mission in life now, is to do something, not sit in the sidelines anymore. and act on, because I'm done with this bullshit for the last 4 years.
Well,
And I've seen the bullshit last 50 years, 100 years, all that stuff, you know.
There's a lot of keyboard warriorness going on. There's a lot of people who don't actually get out of their homes and apartments and behind the screen and like go out there into the world, and that could be dangerous. You know, as someone who experienced some blowback from Jan 6 and stuff, I can tell you that actually leaving the screen and going out there into the world can have consequences. And a lot of people are afraid of that. That's why they got to put some of our heads on the spike, because they want to keep us behind the keyboards. They don't want us to go out there and actually see with our eyes, talk to people in real life, see what's actually going on, bear witness to history, you know, and be able to be a primary source to say, this is what I saw, this is what I experienced. They would rather have us here because it's easier to feed us a particular type of narrative, or like Peter was talking about earlier, rile people up, be angry about this, be angry about that. This is the next thing to be angry about. You're easily controlled when you're angry. It's very easy to pull you this way and that way when they can tell emotions like that.
Well, and let me just say, although this is slightly off topic, I'm sitting here looking at my fellow panelists at this point, and daggone, if this isn't, and I'm not just saying this to blow smoke up your pant legs, fellas, if this isn't one of the finest collections of content creators on the whole of social media, each and every one of you, and to go back to Ruben's point about we are the media, each and every one of you makes a distinct and unique contribution, you know, that people are listening to. You're bringing information, you're bringing facts, you're bringing details that a lot of people don't know, haven't heard. The media, the supposed mainstream media, will not give to them. And I think, I mean, and Culture and I talked about this real early on, the first interview we ever did together, is that we are at a glorious opportunity at this point. The door's wide open. We could bust this thing out and absolutely shake it down to its foundations. We really could. And everybody here has got a chance to do that. I mean, Culture will crank out like 2 or 3 videos a day. He's on 3 or 4 different live streams. Ruben's doing his thing. Peter's over on Instagram and other places. Sean is absolutely terrorizing Rumble right now. Chris is out. Yes, terrorizing Rumble. That's exactly what you do on a regular basis. You know, Chris is doing his thing in terms of film and video and live stream. Daniel is doing his thing where on Twitter and other places. It is a glorious opportunity right now, and I encourage everybody, to what extent they want to get in, do it.
Yeah. Well, I want to bounce off that point and say, you know, find the thing that lights you up. You know, find the thing that you're passionate about, that you know that you're good at, and contribute that thing. Give that thing to the world. Give it. And, you know, I think this is a good point too, to mention what I'm all about. And I think I see a new opportunity for an American Renaissance. I'm pushing that idea. That's my goal now. It's part of why I walked away from podcasting too. It's like, no, painting's the tip of my sword. Art is the tip of my spear.
Sure.
You know, other people, they're going to do this thing, or they're going to podcast, or, you know, like Peter, they're going to write music, or it's like, what is the tip of your spear? And what are you going to contribute to this? It's not a renaissance yet, but I feel like we're primed for something.
Yeah,
clear.
I agree.
Things are turning in a particular direction. And yes, get out from behind the keyboard, go out into the world, talk to people. I'm going to be in DC on the 19th and the 20th. That's the plan. My brother and I are going to go to the victory party, right? And scope it out, see what's going on, talk to people, watch Trump speak. I'll go to the inauguration. I'll see that. I'll bear witness to another historic event. I like being present for these things. And the plan is to have that inspire what I create later. What am I going to paint? What am I going to write about? And how does me witnessing these things impact the stuff that I'm going to create for this oncoming renaissance that I would like to see?
Can I also say too, that's great stuff. And I do think we are in it right now. 2 things that quickly come to mind is, number one, we need to, the lesson I think from that we've learned, or one of the big lessons, is no more heroes, right? Like we can have leaders, even that feels gross, but no one gets a free pass anymore. You know, we were, last week or the week before, oh, the right's eating its own. Good. Fuck anyone getting a free pass just because we agree on this stuff. No, I agree. I disagree with you. Like, there's freedom in allowing, like, it feels scary because, I can't trust this person 100%, or what if. Good. Lean into that. Lean into that, because that means there's less capability for us being fucking duped. And then lastly, I think the way to beat this bureaucratic beast is with 331 million tiny cuts.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
yes. If the gloves came off and they were coming door to door, we would absolutely wipe the floor with them. Don't get black pilled, boys and girls. If that comes, there's only 800,000. There's 800,000 full-time and part-time cops in the entire United States. There are only 1.2 million armed service members. We have 331 million people, and we have 400 million guns. We outnumber and outgun them by a lot. And that's just 400 million guns that the government knows about. Okay. Now,
no, there was a lot of boating accidents. I don't know if you know that.
And there's a lot of 3D printing going on. But anyway, I also think, so if we know that in the back of our pockets, they won't pull that because they know they don't want the smoke. So they
don't want the smoke.
What they do is they try to make ourselves small, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, big scary disease. Oh my God, big scary illegals. Oh my God, big scary this. Oh my God, big scary. So that we go, oh, please, government, please help us. And they say, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Right? So how we actually win, I think, is with 300. It's like that. Is it Plinko, where there's a bunch of marbles in that thing, right? And you take the little sticks and you take them out.
Yep.
Thank you, Sean. So that's the way you do it, is not with a big giant, gun and, running up and J6ing the right way or anything like that. It's just,
that does sound cool.
Right. Each of us going, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to give you my kids. I'm going to homeschool. You know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to vaccinate them. You know what? Fuck you. I'm going to filter my water. You know what?
Individual freedom.
Individual sovereignty moves, and the fucking and the marbles collapse.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it's something I've been saying something along these lines for many years. If anything, I was actually kind of downplaying voting a bit more. And now I kind of see voting as a little more important than I used to. But the point that I would always make is far more important than the ballot box are all of the individual decisions you make on a day-to-day basis that
Absolutely.
are political. Those are political decisions. And even your choice to say, oh, I don't pay attention to politics. That is a political decision. Who you associate with is a political decision. How you spend your money and what you spend your money on is a political decision. Who and what you're talking about and all that stuff. These are all political decisions. And I think they make a far bigger impact cumulatively, like Peter is saying here, than casting a vote at the ballot box. As important as that is to have as a right and how things run here and all that stuff. But another point I wanted to make too is realize your power in your voice now is, even if you don't have a large following, is almost on, it's like we're all sort of equalized now because of social media. I don't care how many followers Elon Musk has or if that he owns Twitter. I can now tweet at Elon Musk if I want to and say, suck my balls. You're accessible now. Fame is nothing to me.
But I'm not sure that solicitation would actually result in anything.
That's funny.
Maybe.
He might actually suck his balls.
My point is with this is he can see that. He can read it. You're accessible now. Celebrity, fame, these things aren't as impactful and powerful as they used to be. They still have impact. They still have power. Yes, having a bigger follower is going to give you more reach and all that stuff. But the point is, if I can go and tweet at some powerful person and get to them, and they can read it, they can see it, get in their head, influence them in some way. There's some leveling of the playing field happening here, just because of that alone. So, as for all the drawbacks of social media, that is one of the really interesting things that I've been noticing, just even in myself. I don't care about fame. When I say these things now and I tweet these things, like, I don't fuck your money. Fuck how many followers you have. That's not a front. I legitimately don't care anymore. The more I've interacted with people on social media, the more I've had like big accounts respond to me and stuff. It's like, wow, like you're not some far away, mysterious, untouchable, powerful entity. You're not. I can get to you in some way.
But my concern is 100 years ago, in 1925, you had a freer press. You had people publishing stuff, and you had radio doing people starting to do stuff. Then right after that, you had, for your protection, we need to have censorship, this and that, and everyone went along with it. Still today, you can't say certain words on television and on publishing them. My concern is they were doing it before, with Facebook, and that we have to censor, you have to do this, we have to cull misinformation. We can't let that up. We have to even be more broad, because they're going to put these censorship things in because they want the control. Because people, they don't get me, they are definitely saying, okay, we can wait this out. No, it's not waiting it out 4 years. It's not coming back. We have to elect individuals who are going to have freedom. In 1913, the invention Jekyll Island, the whole idea of the IRS and the tax, they got rid of generational wealth because, again, going back to what Peter said, those 12 families control everything, and they don't want you to be rich.
Yeah.
The outliers being, Ellison, Bezos, Musk, Trump to a certain extent. But again, Trump said it best, and I think it was who was it brought it up? Dave Chappelle brought it up on SNL. He basically said, if he talked to Trump, and Trump had basically told him, are you ashamed that you don't have to pay less in tax than your secretary does? Well, that's the law. I'm following the law. And that's what really pissed off the elite, that Trump told everybody what's going on, how it works, how to be successful. And they said, no. It's only for us to know. And going back historically, mobsters, the rappers, all the people that Trump, his inner circle, very popular amongst everybody, right, left, whatever. They wanted the influence. They wanted Trump around him. They expected him to we're the exclusive club. It's only us. But then Trump said that, no, we can make America great again. You can be as great as I am. And they said, what do you mean you're going to do that? No, it's a lie. They don't want anybody to be great again. They don't want. It's them. We give you what you want. And Carlin said it best. Also, go to the store. You have all this choice. No, you don't. You only have those corporations are owned by one thing. It's the illusion of choice. Yeah, it's the illusion of choice, the illusion of freedom. But now it's a time, 2025 going on, American Renaissance. We don't have a choice. We are the choice. We're going to make these things because we're the media. We're entertainment. We're everything. We don't go. We don't.
See, that's super important though, because it does have to be an actual cultural shift. This movement, this change that's happening, it can't just revolve around Trump and the Trump effect.
No, absolutely not.
4 years, Trump will be gone. Someone else will be in office. It's like, this is why you do have to look at some of the other aspects of this. Breitbart said politics is downstream from culture. I don't think he was totally accurate. No, culture is the water we swim in. It is the stream. It is the stream. We're in it. We are in that stream. So if we don't change the direction of the whole stream, voting isn't going to make a lasting, permanent effect. It'll make a temporary effect. You could change something here, but as soon as that upper echelon vote someone else in or something like that, what permanent change did you have if woke still controls entertainment, woke still controls the galleries, woke still controls the music industry, woke still control, like, you're not going to get rid of the hold it has on that stuff by simply revolving around Trump and Trump's brand. You can't just have Kid Rock at the RNC. We got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. Sorry.
It is up to individuals right now to decide.
No offense, Kid Rock. I'm just saying.
No, I agree. I agree.
He's lame. You can eat a dick.
But I don't know him. Look, he could probably be a really great guy. But what I'm saying is there are lots of amazing artists out there who do have good values in the art that they're making. Maybe they don't want to all be associated with politics, but maybe they just haven't been reached out to because they don't have the clout or the fame or the connections
to borrow
permanent change.
To borrow a line from a gentleman that most everybody on here is familiar with, which is Eric July, or Young Ripa as he's known on social media, he has a very simple phrase: get in where you fit in.
Yep.
I mean, to go to your point, Daniel, whether it be art, whether it be content creation, whether it be music, whether it be whatever, now is the time for individuals to take their stand where they are and say, this is my contribution to the society in which I live. And You have the freedom to not like it. You have the freedom to like it and support it. But this is what I'm going to do. And
you have to offer something else better than what the woke is offering. Look, we can't just do podcast circle jerks and say, "Oh,
agree.
This movie's shitty because identity politics this and DEI that." You have to provide something to replace that.
There has to be a light. There has to be a light in the darkness.
Imbued with spirit. Create something imbued with spirit and offer that as an alternative for people and show them look, you don't want to show my paintings in this gallery because I'm not, saying the right things on Twitter. Fuck you. I'm going to go over here, find my own investors who believe in what I'm doing. And I'll start my own gallery and I'll bring on the artists who are imbued with spirit.
I think to go to Peter's point, 331 million people have the chance to shine the light in the darkness and not just decry it.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, if you want to decry the darkness, okay, that's fine, but it's doing nothing to illuminate to a better way. And let me say a couple of thank yous real quick before we jump back into the rest of the discussion. Rhonda with a super chat, working a lot these days, which is why I've been absent. So here's May now that I have. Oh, well, bless your heart. You did not have to do that, but thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Zippy over on Rumble with another Rumble rant. All problems stem from collectivism, but not equalizing the collective with the individual. The systems and the processes that run everything becomes endlessly corrupt. With Zippy, as always, you are one very smart cat.
What Rhonda just did was equally as powerful, if not more so, than a vote at the ballot box. She put her money somewhere where she wanted to see more of that. And that's what we need to see. Look, some of these podcasts and stuff, they're really good for them. They're very successful. Timcast and all that stuff. What are they funding to replace the woke?
Yeah.
Where are the films imbued with spirit?
I think
that
Timcast is funding the Jews.
That's funding the Jews.
But it's funny that you mentioned
Eric July.
Eric July, because again, he was an interview one time. I don't know what it was after his launch of ISOM for the first time. And I don't know, it was with Benny Johnson or somebody else, or it was with the Blaze. Someone interviewed him, and they basically said, "Great, you have a comic book, you're doing like that, but when are you going to? And you just got married, so when are you going to start having kids? Having kids is the best way
revolutionary
everything, because again, you can imbue upon them the good ideals of being an American, helping out your fellow American, and then I can put to blame because again, my wife when I was married couldn't have kids, and I would only vote every 4 years. I didn't care about local politics. Now it's very concerning for me. Like, where will I go now that I'm healing my body after 2 years of grave illness? I am in remission. I'm going to get work better. And in the chat is my future wife. And we want kids. We want to find a home. We want to start doing things. So my life has done a complete 180 out of the bleak darknesses to a light, and I'm going to let that light shine. And she's been my light, she's been my support, and she believes in a better future and a better America. And that's what we have to do. We have to have that mentality, and it's not about just us saying we're going to do it. We're going to do things in action. Teach our own kids, do our food, live a life of purpose to make America just great again for everybody, to spread love, joy, happiness, and greatness to all. And that's what you have to do nowadays. And it's it's not no more sitting down on a chair, more armchair quarterbacking. Get up and do the work.
Yeah. And again, in whatever manner, and it's like, I love the way that Peter put it there. It's 331 million possibilities of freedom. If they just say, I am created by my God, I am endowed by my creator with certain unalienable rights, and I stand on those as being unalienable.
I wanted to build a bit on Ruben's point here. Just this idea of having children, but you could relate this to what I'm talking about in regards to art too, because as everyone knows, I'm a big old homo. Like, children's not in the cards for me. I'm not.
Wait, what?
What?
Really?
News to me. But
I
guess the question I want to ask is, what are you giving birth to if it's
I
not?
thought Chris was the only one.
Chris is the only one.
Stop.
What are you giving birth to if you're not having children? That's the question I want to ask, because like my paintings, they're like my children. they will go on to live a life of their own.
Exactly.
I don't know where they're going to end up. I have no idea. There are paintings that are in museums right now, painted hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that I'm sure those artists did not expect to have the impact that they had. They took on a life of their own. They gave birth to that thing. They held it for a while, and then they let it go to have its own life. And that's similar to children, you know. You have them for a while, you form them for a certain period, and then you slowly start to let them go, and then they go off into the world, and then they have their own impact on the world. So if you're not someone who's going to have a family, or maybe you don't want that, you can still have an impact in what are you giving birth to. If it's not a child, what are you giving birth to? What are you creating that will go on to live a life of its own and create cultural impact?
Oh yeah, I myself, I'm going to be publishing books, papers. I'm going to be doing I have art. I do music. I'm writing articles now on Substack, on X, because I have the wherewithal to do it, and the ability now to not be uncensored on X. Thank you, Elon Musk. And I'm doing it. I have to get it done, and I basically have all this paperwork going on. And then with the advent of technology moving faster and faster, there's more opportunity for us to do things. And how'd you say it? Have the courage to fail, and have the courage to be ridiculed, but know that do your passion, put it out there, and say, you know what? Here are my cards. Here's what I did. I left my mark. I made my dent in the universe. And
what are you giving birth to?
Exactly.
That's the question. Everyone watching this right now, ask yourself that. Because if you don't have kids, if you don't have a family, that doesn't mean that you can't still give birth to something that'll have a lasting impact for generations, hundreds of years, thousands of years. You don't know. Don't underestimate that.
Like a lot of work. That's so much work. It's just so much easier if you just leave it in. Leave it in. Leave it in.
The wiener over here. That's what she said. Of course, that's what the wiener
don't pull it out. Leave it in. It's always better when you leave it in.
Facts.
Instead of writing books and doing all these other things, that's so much work. Just leave it in.
I'm making a flashback.
Oh boy! All right, jeez.
You know, Brian, you were saying, you know, what Eric July was saying about, you know, I think it was you or Ruben. I can't remember. Was saying, you know, get in where you fit in or whatever, which is great because we got Sean on the show, and the Canadian wiener can fit in just about anywhere if you try hard enough. But I was going to say,
enough lube,
it's an hors d'oeuvre. It's really tiny. It fits just about everywhere.
I like old Ruben. Good on you for everything that you said, man. I think it's great, and I love your name. Going by 3 names. You're either a presidential assassin or a really important person. It's just we'll see.
YouTube. He is not a presidential. He is not a presidential assassin.
Ruben like me. Ruben like me and like Peter owns what he does and what he says. And I know that's why Ruben goes by his name, because we talked about this before on the show. And some people use a pseudonym. Maybe they have reasons for that. I didn't, you know, I took the consequences of using my name, my real name, and putting my face to what I do and to what I say and to owning it. And there's some power in that. You have skin in the game.
And I love your name too, especially being an artist. It makes me want to sing scales. It's like the perfect name for
I don't have a middle name either. That's my full name.
And I mean that out of love. As an artist myself, but everything that everyone's saying is great. So you're mentioning that we were on that verge or that break of that renaissance.
We have to make it happen. We have to do it.
So as you know, I've said this many times before with my filmmaking buddies and on his stream, on Sean's streams, even with Brian. I feel like the last great art renaissance was like in the late 90s, early 2000s, with cars look different, films look different, fashion was different. Now everything's the same. And then you also have politics and everything that's just completely just corrupted art and life in so many ways. And oddly enough, I think, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Sean, we had the QAnon shaman, American shaman on the show, Jake Chansley. He came on our show. He said the same thing. He said everything is cyclical. If you look at it right now, we're on the verge. We're on the verge of that next great renaissance.
You know,
and to your point, we have to find our place of where we belong in that. And I think that's great that so many people are not only just here on the stream, but watching and cheering us on in the chat, participating, like you were saying. Those donations, those chats, those shares, those likes, all that stuff
the vote.
is you voting and you supporting the voices that you want to hear versus the lamestream media, which nobody is watching anymore.
Nobody's watching.
So it's a wonderful movement that we're in right now.
No,
I'm excited about all that with y'all.
Compliments to you, Chris, on hosting Jake, because I spent 4 days with Jake at TPUSA at AmFest. He and I were in the same booth. We were in the Vets Talking booth. We did tons and tons of interviews there. I'm just barely getting around to getting most of those edited now and over to the Vets Talking guys. But he speaks quite freely about everything that in his past, everything that's happened to him, and for what cards he got dealt, that's one of the most positive human beings you will ever find in your lifetime. Between him and the podium theft fellow from January 6th.
Lectern guy.
Both of them in those iconic photos.
He was a pleasure to hang out with for a couple days and to interact with and obviously interview. I didn't do the interview. One of the other fellows did, but the fact that all of these people are fully engaged in a movement that's larger than a political party. Because I'm sorry, if you go to a TPUSA event, Turning Point, you will find everybody. I mean, whether you are into dudes like Daniel down there or anybody else,
also unaffiliated too. So
sure, yeah. But the whole point being is, now you sound like Zack Snyder on a Geeks and Gamers podcast. What are you doing? Anyway, so some of you don't know that reference, but I'm telling you. So, but I'll tell you that it's a huge tent now. We live in a different environment than just parties, and I think that's one of the things I think we need to realize now, because it speaks to the greater point in what Peter was talking about. You don't need 321 million cuts. You need the unity of all those blades together, and as many people as you can bring into your tent, whatever the kind of razors you have in your in your shaving kit, you just need more razors in your shaving kit, and that's kind of how I'm looking at this. Yeah, sure. But I'm no longer getting daily wire blades, and I'm going out elsewhere for my stuff. But I will tell you that I think that's the bigger notion, is that the big tent movement is MAGA rather than the GOP. Right. He who makes the biggest tent that fits the most points together that can logically coexist. And it's not the lame way that the Democrats did it with their coalitions of power bases. Sure. It's people who genuinely care about the other human being on the other side of the table. It's one of the strangest things that you'll ever experience. It's why whenever I go to meetups, and I go to as many of them, creator meetups as I possibly can, so that I just meet with the supporters, I can meet with other creators and have these conversations. I think that opens your eyes to the fact that we don't all look the same, we don't all act the same, we don't all believe, in the same faith. We don't. The unity is in the common good, and a progression towards actual liberty and freedom, which I think all of us can agree we've been robbed of. For my entire lifetime, I'm a little over 50. I'm a few years over 50, but for my entire lifetime, I've watched freedom disappear, and I watched it be replaced by very poor government administration, and the apex, or not even the apex, because that would be the highest point. The beginning of that destruction happened in my lifetime. It was this president named Jimmy Carter who put a whole lot of administrative forces in place to batter your liberty and freedom. Maybe he did it with the greatest possible intention, but his very last act of that I can reasonably say was something he may have been cognizant of. I don't know. He was in hospice for almost 2 years before he passed, but was to vote for a loser, somebody with no ideas, no principles, and essentially just a husk puppet for whatever the globalists wanted.
Right.
Whereas in his presidency, he gave us the Department of Education. Education is, from that point forward, got ground into the ground, faster than I even thought was possible.
It's
And
bad.
any
But-
other of these other administrative forces. So when you look at all the things that came into creation from him and then everything afterwards, we allowed for the formation of our own destruction. Because as I spoke about when I first came in here, California has regulated itself out of any type of effectiveness or reasonableness. We cannot do that anymore. We have to remove those constraints. We have to remove those shackles. We have to get back to liberty. You should be allowed to live the way that you want, as long as you don't break the other guy's nose. You should be able to drill your own well. You should be able to, do all of the things that we used to do before we needed quote unquote licensure. You didn't need a license to cut hair or be a barber. You didn't need any of these things. These are all manufactured ways to tax and control your liberty and freedom. And again, the government should be limited in the extreme. It should be only concerned with those things delineated in the founding documents of this country and a few other learned papers. There is no reason, if you're not going to have an FDA that actually makes sure that you're not being fed poison, like there's some of these food colorings that are used in your food every single day. They're not an FDA. They do not represent your best interest as a human being. If you're going to get yellow number 4 or whatever is the coal tar that you're eating now in some of the foods that are processed.
And it's funny. There is a corollary between departments and failure of government. Labor Department 1913. We all know what happened in 1913. Defense 1947. We all know the Cold War started. The Great Society, Housing and Urban Development 65. We all know what happened after that. Transportation 67. Energy 77. Human Health and Human Resources 79. All this happens. Education 79 as well. Veterans Affairs. How bad is that? 1989.
Who was the president during the first several things though? It's just you look
Carter. The first thing was Johnson.
Yeah, right. But I mean, when you
before Carter, Wilson.
Carter is the developer of so many very poor things that really led to many detriments.
I will also say though, and I'm sorry to cut you. Yeah,
no, please.
It's double Dutch. You just try to get in where you
jump in when you can.
I also want to say too, just as a fun side note, that FDR, I believe it was, knew about Pearl Harbor about 2 months before it happened. And so he let all of those people die and dragged us into a war that he promised, real promised he wouldn't let us get into. And I'm sure he had really good intentions. I'm sure he was just trying to get rid of those dang Nazis. It wasn't because he had bankers who needed a profit from all that. But anyway, so regardless, I'm making the same point that y'all are making. I also this is a big tent. The problem is that if we make it so much about coalitions and unity, we are just as capable of being duped as we were when the Republicans, the conservatives, put forward the Patriot Act. And they put forward the Patriot Act because we super duper needed it for our safety. Just like Trump, by the way, everybody, is planning on 100 executive orders. Yes. 100 executive orders. And it's all for our safety. It's all for, we got to get rid of the illegals but it's always for our fucking safety. And it's always somebody is going to be our fucking savior. And I just think we need to be cognizant of, number one, again, I'm not saying that, it needs to be 331 million silos. I'm not saying that necessarily, but I am saying, the people that we're actually up against don't care if they need to wear a Jewish mask or a Palestinian mask or a Black Lives Matter mask or a Democrat mask or a Republican mask or a whoever the fuck, or even a fucking anarchist mask, even a MAGA mask. It doesn't fucking matter. They just want power and control because they want to build Tower of Babel 2.0. Now, if we're going to protect ourselves from that, it includes 331 million, sovereignty moves. But it also culturally includes, fuck you, I'm taking my kickball and I'm going home. Okay. And so what that means in actual practice is we have to, in my personal opinion, all of the coalition stuff is really important in a way, but it's really important if we're still trying to salvage this giant bureaucratic beast. If we want to still sign off on 100 million executive orders, even though it's fucking Congress's job to do that, we still have to sign off on that. And to me, I'm kind of done trying to salvage it because I don't believe that the beast, number one, is built to shrink itself. I don't think it's comfortable doing that. I think it's willing to kill children in order to maintain its bloat and power. And I think, therefore, my move, and I think the people who follow me and all of us, in our own way, our job is just to take our kickball and go home and be prepared to defend ourselves when they try to get us back into the kickball game. And so, again, coalitions are important, all that stuff. But if we're not super circumspect, super almost unfairly mean to Trump and MAGA, almost unfairly mean, because he's got a lot of fucking lobbyists in his goddamn administration, but whatever, almost unfair to him, we won't be prepared spiritually, mentally, and emotionally for what we need to do when MAGA is being used. To put forward globalism.
We have to keep some pressure. We have to keep the pressure on them. Same with Musk. It's easy to be like, oh, thanks for free speech and all this stuff. Like, it's not totally free. We got to put some pressure on this. And he is having a lot of influence. And we got to put some of that in check. It's why I was saying before earlier, we have to take on that mentality of, I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care how much money you have. This is my voice. I'm going to contribute it too,
Right. And what culture is saying, and it's similar, I guess, because I remember you saying that you were much more of like a libertarian, left, center, whatever. Yeah. But there's a lot of people who we are affecting, and people who follow Brian, a lot of people who follow me who are MAGA, who think, that woke is the final boss, whatever.
In a small sense, I mean, people's limited understanding of those terms and things like that, you have to forgive them, because it's not like a lot of us go into great depth as to what the neo-Marxists did, and we don't go all the way back to the Frederick School. We don't walk them through a timeline of where all these things came from. Sure. So largely we are to blame for that, I would say. I think a lot of us would agree. So, and look, I could certainly do a video like that on YouTube. 0 people would watch it, but it'd be fine. But I think that the larger point is that in every little step we make against neo-Marxism or global authoritarianism, which is more what we're fighting than anything else right now, I feel like that's just a positive step. And I'm not going to freak out over the large move, the grandiose move of 100 executive orders if they turn back the clock against 130 executive orders over the course of a presidency, that really do provide us a direction towards energy freedom and all of the other things that actually build economies. I mean, one of the biggest problems, if you just look, recent history shows you, you form the EU. The EU now has 50% of the power it used to have financially over the course of the last several years since it came into being, which I'm proud of England for only one thing in the last 30 years, which is to Brexit the frick out of that. But they never should have been involved in the first place. But the EU has lost so much power, so much economic heft. They took the number one global engine, aside from the United States and the state of California, which was the number 7 global engine, but and they took Germany and they shredded it because they destroyed their energy abilities. The minute you take away energy, the ability to enforce movement and production, you destroy economies, you destroy productiveness. Why? Chris is laughing at me right now. Am I preaching to the choir here?
Not laughing at you.
All right, fair enough. But that's what's going on. So when you look at what Trump has decided to do with those 100 executive orders, I'm unoffended, because that basically is the job. And maybe there's a broader sense when this. Sorry, my dinner just arrived. But maybe there's a broader. It's steak. But regardless, I'm going to eat real food, by the way. I'm not going to eat fake meat, you stupid fucking Gates asshole. I just cursed on your show. I apologize. But
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a
Well, I
shit.
do.
I don't think anybody does after this guy.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that like
Peter was on a
me,
roll.
me and Peter. I'm from New Jersey, so fuck.
I-
this
I-
shit.
How many of
I
you?
tried
How
to-
many of you are still using Windows? Damn it! Just kidding.
I try
Peter
not
was
to
on
go-
a roll. We had that censor button going in the background.
Sorry. But what I
Are the
really
drones
what
still
I
going in
really
Jersey
think,
right now?
What I really think is that
They just vanished.
what we need is those executive orders to come into play immediately. He's the executive of the country.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you look at it as a corporation, which unfortunately the United States got turned into, but if you look at it as a corporation, he is the executive branch. He is. That's what he's supposed to be. He's the executive officer, and which is why has the power to release 65% of the federal employees on day one.
I think you are making a good point, because there are definitely some things where we just need some straight away. We got to roll that back. You know,
Yeah.
What is a man? What is a woman? Can we define these things again? You know,
Well,
should we at least start with a cutoff point when it comes to allowing minors to transition, things like that? Like, we do need some executive crackdown on some of this.
I have to tell you that
I'm
because
for
of all the
that,
medical studies and everything else, Daniel, you cannot make any argument to me that improves anybody's mental health because of the amount of mental damage that's done afterwards. But I do have to excuse myself so I can eat my delicious supper. I can finish editing the 2 videos I've got to get done in less than an hour.
No. Culture, thank you.
But it was a great privilege, and I have not had the opportunity to say it yet, my friend, but very, very well-deserved, gains here. You are, congratulations isn't the right word, but you are a man among men. You have the stick-to-itiveness that not very many people do, the fortitude. You have the huevos. You did wonderfully well, my friend, and a great accomplishment. Believe me, I know, I remember. And more and more gains in the future, my friend. And if there's any way I can help you, as you already know, let me know, and I will be here. Okay.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Culture, because like I said, I know you've got like 1,000,001 things going on.
Yeah.
And where can people find you on social media? I mean,
it's simple. I promise you can find Culture Casino anywhere. Almost anywhere at this point. I'm now writing the occasional article for That Park Place. I used to do some other articles for other outlets. I'm obviously on my own channel on Rumble and Odyssey, which I don't really do anymore, but mine's Gettr, X, and of course YouTube, which is, I hope it's still growing. I don't know. I'm not even paying attention anymore because some things that I promised to do down the road are terrifying to me.
Yeah.
But he's going to do bikini wax.
I am not doing a bikini wax.
Don't you dare let toxic man flu talk you into that. Daggone it.
Oh, no. But at 100,000, I think I'm wearing like a Princess Leia bikini or
banana
something.
thong. Oh,
are you kidding me?
I want to see you in a Gandalf the Grey hat with a staff.
Oh, I just did that when I got to 25K.
Oh yeah.
When I got
he
to
did the
25K.
dance.
Yeah, you can check it out. The very beginning of the video will set you off. It's ridiculous.
He did
I was a sweaty mess because I had to record that 3 times and it's 5 minutes each time. So I was like, ugh. But anyway,
Culture,
you guys, I appreciate it.
Bye, brother.
Oh, I got to get out of here. I got to eat.
All right.
I love you guys. See you.
See ya.
I'm out.
I would do the Leia bikini just because it was a Tuesday.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, you would.
No, but what's so funny is the fact
when
we have meetups like this. I met Culture the first time in Vegas in 21. It's funny when you walk in, it's like it's that whole meme. You're here. We're all here. You got old people because you remember Brian in Orlando. It was a cosmopolitan of people. It was like you know what it was. Our meetups are like one thing. They're like America, a melting pot.
Yep. And
we
with
have
that,
I think Peter's the only one I've met in person here.
And
Brian.
And he wore a hot dog outfit.
He wore a hot dog.
That was pretty cool.
well, you know how those Canadians are. With that, speaking of melting pots, let me bring on
something.
No, it's not an attack. We're going to annex your country. We can't attack what we own. I mean, anyway, or soon own, I should say. Anyway, from the great state of Texas, he is a content creator in his own right. He is the host and proprietor of the YouTube channel Real Talk. My friends, please welcome in Mr. Darius Simpson. What's going on?
Doing?
Hey,
Another beautiful night. How y'all doing?
good.
Oh, we're living the dream, baby.
Finally, another non-white. This has been the whitest.
I know
It's like a lack of melanin.
Are you feeling at home now?
I finally feel comfortable. I feel like I'm at the cookout. You know,
He's got some reinforcements for diversity out there, Ed.
Okay, all right, I got your back.
I want to be on podcasts with people just like me.
Brian's got the representation going on here.
Yeah, I mean, we got gays, we got straights, we got Americans, we got Puerto Ricans. I mean, we got Canadians. I mean, hell, I mean, shit.
Got hot dogs.
We got hot dogs. If we had somebody with a man bun, everything would be perfect.
We still need one woman at least. We need a woman in here. Come on, Forrest, Mom.
Wait. Come on now.
Women are beautiful,
That's
Sometimes.
right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, preach it, brother. Preach it, brother.
I mean,
my future wife's is in chat right
truck.
now. Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah, you gotta be careful now. It's all about, thank God for the ladies, the right ones, of course.
The right
thank
ones,
God for the ladies.
not the harpies. The right ones.
Exactly.
Or the ones with penises. Those ones are no good.
No.
That just simply means they're not all natural. Yeah, but I'm gonna stop out. I'm gonna get off of that one. Brian, I just want to say congratulations, man. I'm ecstatic for you. I'm excited for you reaching over 1,000 subs, man. Good job.
Well, thank you very much. And I do need to address something in chat that Chris has been stirring it up down there, talking about. Apparently, there's a great concern on the Rumble side about the number of buttons on my shirt that may or may not be buttoned at this point.
Not
and
concerned, it's excitement.
Now you're stirring up the ladies over there. Old Shorty, she's just going all just gaga over stuff. Leah,
are you hot, Brian? Are you warm over there?
Well, I've been told I'm hot, but that's a whole other issue.
He's hot.
No, I am not Buster Poindexter. Thank you very much. For anybody who knows that reference, that'll take you back a little bit. Then you got Leah over there, who's like, she's just all. Yeah. Now Chris, he's trying to do a strip tease down there, and geez, Pete, oh my gosh. I told everybody this was going to be a party, so I mean, I had no idea it was going to turn into this kind of a party. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you just waiting,
so far it's a sausage party, so yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
just wait, big boy.
If Jessica gets in here, bless her heart, hopefully she makes it. I have not seen words to the contrary, but she said she might stop by. Now I do have, since I've got the floor back for a second, I did get a message sent to me by, and most of you guys know who this is. Author and fellow contributor on live streams, Mr. Chad Manley. What the heck was that?
That was me, my bad.
Okay. All right, it's all good. Yeah, Chad was not able to be here tonight, but he did send a message, so I want to go ahead and play it real quick. And if you're not following Chad on Twitter, he is a genuinely good dude, so check him out.
Hey, Brian, I didn't want to type this.
Well, hang on. Here we go.
Did he record this with a potato?
Video because I thought that'd be a little bit more sincere. But giant congratulations on 1,000 subscribers on your YouTube. That's awesome. I know you've been working on that for a really, really long time, and I know you're going to get way more subscribers. So keep it up, and I'm really happy for you. And hopefully I can join for a live stream pretty soon.
That's Mr. Chad Manley.
He's
been on many.
He's a good man. I'll drop a little spoiler. Him and I are going to be collaborating on something this year. I won't say much more than that, but he's a good one. He's a good egg. Wow. He's a good egg.
He is definitely a good egg, and just one heck of a nice guy. Genuinely one of the nicest people that you will ever meet in all of anywhere. For social media, what the heck ever. But yeah, he was not able to be here tonight. He had a previous commitment, but he sent a video. You might have seen Christian Watson in chat. He was unfortunately not able to attend as well. But the wiener is gone.
Well, listen. If you're going to take your top off, I'm going to join you. I just needed to get out of the hot dog costume so I could just rip it off and be like, "Yeah, we're doing it, Brian. We're doing it." So I'm just getting ready for. I don't know.
Okay, Camelot. This is not Naked Snake.
I know these other guys are joining. Look how handsome these fucking guys are. Like fucking Ruben up there, or fucking Peter. Like these men. I mean, just gonna like groundskeeper Willie on The Simpsons. They're gonna rip that shirt off, and we're all gonna be like,
Whoa. Yeah.
How's that again?
I'll keep mine on.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This is starting to turn into 3 Dog Nights. Mama told me not to come. There you go.
Oh boy.
And Sean's like, what? Who? What are you talking about? Yeah, but from a man who listens. Well, but your favorite band is Rush. So I mean, that's the extent of your.
So much.
Rush
I
is
hate Rush.
awesome.
Oh
rest,
my God.
Rest in
Everyone in the bottom row, and I think Daniel is like under 30 or 30,
I am 34.
or 30 under 35, I should say.
Yeah.
Are you saying this face is under 30? God bless you, you handsome son of a bitch, you. Let's be best friends. Let's hold hands and walk along.
Darius could be either 75 or.
I was gonna say
22
That's true.
because
black don't
Black
crack.
don't crack.
Black don't crack.
Well, shit.
Probably like,
I'll be 50.
I like Peter, y'all. I like Peter.
So
I like Peter. That's my guy.
Why do I have a feeling that Darius and Peter are going to be doing a lot of collaborating in the near future? I'm feeling this. The bonding is taking place. ladies and gentlemen. The
It's gonna
bonding
be
is
it's gonna be a chocolate. It's gonna be a chocolate caramel swirl. That's what Enough of this,
baby. Oh baby.
Yeah. Oh, I'm vanilla. I'm the palest one in the room right now. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
I think it's the lighting,
Oh, no,
Daniel.
it's
I
not
really
the
do.
No, it's not. It's not the lighting at all. You are a pale, pasty white
I'm
boy.
a pale dude. I've always been pale.
You are a pale, pasty white boy. There's just no getting around that.
it
Oh
happens.
wow.
Diversity, ladies and gentlemen.
Diversity.
Can I just address the thing? Unfortunately, Casino left, but I was getting ready to just address that thing about the executive orders.
Go right ahead, sir.
You're open to it. So
Yeah.
I get his point. And he can't defend himself. So I'm not gonna debate. That'd be unfair. But I'll just say this. At a certain point, someone has to make, instead of building the beast for our purposes, fucking end it. Right now,
I agree.
If the promises that this executive order is going to help us out a lot, number one, I don't think so. It might help, but he has literally said one of his campaign promises was that he's going to implement the biometric data tracking at the border, and it's totally only going to be used there. I mean, and fucking sports stadiums, but fine, only at the border. So that's dystopian, and it's disgusting and grotesque morally. I don't care that I like the dude, and that I don't think personally that he has bad intentions necessarily. But at a certain point, the beast is not built to give power back. It's not built to do that. So even if executive orders, or even in the joking sense of like, okay, we're going to annex this, we're going to annex that. Okay, now the government is bigger. Now the precedent has been set that 100 executive orders on the first day or whatever the fuck it is. Okay, now that precedent, now in 4 years, when the big bad Democrats get back in power, now the precedent has already been set. Now Kamala or someone of the equivalent is in charge of the fucking Panama Canal, is in charge of Greenland, is in charge of this, has that much. Again, I'm not saying that something drastic doesn't need to be done. I'm saying at a certain point, Dodge or whatever the fuck, the Dodge, whatever, Department of Government Efficiency, if it actually does it, okay, but I am not holding my fucking breath, and we need to practice principles over personalities at a certain
Agreed.
Just keep that pressure on them, and I do hope that Elon isn't just blowing smoke with that, and that he's going to make that a very transparent operation, and that we will be able to participate in that as well, because that's how he's pitching it, that we're supposed to be able to participate in that. What do we want the Department of Government Efficiency to do? We should be able to give our say, like, hey, why are we giving money to this? Why are we giving money to that? Let's pour more money into this. Let's pour more money into that, and make our case and have it be heard. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was reading here what they are on Ground News. Good site for that. What it is. Some of them are bring back Title 42, expand the border wall. Those are the executive orders he has. Essentially, like reopen the pipeline. So basically, according to this, take all of Biden's, take all of Obama's, take all of the bad executive orders. He's going to reverse those. That's what he intends to do. So if that's the case, it's basically taking it out. He's basically taking it out of the executive portion and making it more legislative. In my opinion, it's the same thing. He's like he's not abandoning abortion. He made sure that it's a states issue. So if it goes to the states, all these go to the states. I'm okay with that. Let California be California. Let New York be New York. Let Texas be Texas. So I think that, but again, you're right, Peter. Hold his feet to the fire. If he does something that we disagree, let's do it. Just like you brought up the biometric stuff, and I think it's more of the reason he's doing the biometric thing is because of the 300,000 kids that have came over here that have no real parent and they're missing. So. But I get it. Also, it's a double-edged sword because it's attention. But if people will use that data then to track everybody,
well, when he's gone, who gets that sword? Is
exactly
the problem.
And the thing is that we have to remember, I use my real name on the internet for a reason because I don't care, but some people do care, and they're tracking me. And the thing is that right now, did you know that you can actually ask Grok or ask ChatGPT, who am I? And you ask, you put your, and it'll give you, it knows everything about you.
It's not totally accurate. I tested that. But
correct.
It's not accurate.
But it is crazy how accurate it can be.
But again, to your point, Daniel, it's not accurate enough, or it's missed some points. But if that's your guide, and people say, Google it. If you get misinformation or wrong thing, then how can you defend yourself against that? Yeah. So then your data's out there. So it's the impression of what the internet or the AI beast knows about you. It already has an opinion of you. So again, that's where we have to have ethicists, and that's what I'm doing. The company I'm working with, it's so strange. I'm in technology. I've been in technology for almost 30 years, and the shift to AI is frightening. Yep. It is the same as day one, fire, Prometheus with fire. To day two, we're on Mars, teleporting there. It's that quick.
Wow.
And no one's prepared for it. That is why, think about it, all this AI stuff, use our tools, use this. We don't charge you because everything you input is a data point that they can collect on you, and they want the data point. They want your information so they can best get money out of you other ways.
Getting paid in the information. You're feeding it, training it. Yep.
Yeah, because again,
hey, Brian.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and dip. I got to put my kid to bed and make sure, she takes her little medicine and all that, and all that good fun stuff that daddies have to do. So
understood.
I'm gonna dip, sir.
Brother, thank you for stopping by. Again, thank you for everything you've done to help, push the needle over 1,000. Bottom of my heart, I genuinely appreciate it. Where can people find you on social media? What can they do to help you out in your efforts and all the things that you're doing creatively right now? Plug your wares, please.
Well, my pleasure to help out. I appreciate you coming on the show Monday night. But I'm The Morning Mayhem, but I'm at My Morning Mayhem pretty much everywhere because The Morning Mayhem is, one character too long. But I'm at My Morning Mayhem on X and Rumble, YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, Minds, Facebook, just about anywhere. But
That's too many places. There's too many. Too many.
It's all the places. But I got a weekly show I do. It's pre-recorded on Fridays once a month. I do a live stream. This past one, Brian was on again, which was awesome, and we got to promote his channel. But I'm also getting semi close to 1,000 subs on YouTube. I'm at 880-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. So about 120. Thank you. So that's my next kind of push, my move right there, is to get myself to 1,000 subs over on YouTube. But that's me. And on Saturday nights I stream with this handsome fella from Canada over on his channel, where
it's
we
a
have
terrible
a lot
mistake every week. Terrible
mistake. It is.
And let me tell you something. What he does for leopard print clothing, I'm telling you, he's going to bring it back as a regular fashion staple.
Ooh.
Exactly. I mean, look at that. I mean, you take a handsome Canadian bastard and you throw him in leopard print, and I mean, my God, it'll just burn down the internet.
It's a
Absolutely,
little gay, Sean. It's a little gay.
Listen, if you haven't realized yet, my shtick is being ridiculous.
I have realized.
No, you don't
this
say.
is my wife's blanket, and I stole it one day because it's cold up here in the Great White North, and she was like, "Do you think you could maybe give me my blanket back and take something a little less feminine?" I'm like, "Well, what are my options? I have Star Wars and I have Big Bird. Like,
Big Bird is the move, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd go with Big Bird.
Or I got the other kid's blanket. This was, and anyways,
Great White
I'll
North
figure it
sounds a
out.
little racist to me. Darius, hold him accountable. Hey guys, I'll see y'all later. Y'all.
All right, good, Chris. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah,
I'm
brother.
also going to head out. I'm hungry. I need to eat. I have some grading I have to do for my friend who I've been helping with stuff. But it was very nice to chat with you guys. Always a pleasure. Nice meeting Sean. Nice meeting Chris. Darius, nice to see you again. Peter, I love you, buddy. Ruben, always a pleasure.
Yes,
Brian, congrats, dude. I love
Daniel?
seeing your growth and how dedicated you are.
Daniel, I know you're not doing much in the way of live streaming anymore, but where can people find you on social media? What can they do to help you in your efforts in the arts, my friend?
You can see my social down there at Dan Delafay. That's my IG handle. That's my Twitter. I have a Patreon. You can find me on Patreon at Dan Delafay. So if you want to subscribe to that, I don't really have many subs on there, but that would help me too. Keep the paint flowing and all that stuff. I need to get my website back up. I've been building it, but it's not quite done yet. And yeah, man, anything helps. It's been a struggle the last few years, that's for sure. I had the FBI on my back. Actually, I just got an interesting email the day before Christmas Eve, where Google could now inform me that the FBI looked through my Google account in 2021, and the court order prevented them from informing me that they did this up until now. So it's interesting that the court order allowed them to keep that from me until the end of Biden's term. Some interesting timing there. Of course, I knew this, that wasn't a shock to me, but it was interesting to get that confirmation in an email. Thanks for letting me know, Google.
I wonder if you would have got that email if Kamala won.
I probably would have, just because it seems like there was a timer on it. Like the court said, you can't inform him of this up until this point, and the email said, "Oh, we can now inform you of it," but the court said we couldn't before. But it's been crazy. Employment's been difficult. Again, like Ruben, I own everything I say and do. I put my real name and my face to it, and there can be consequences to that. But skin in the game. So you want to support my art? I very much appreciate it.
All right. Well, Daniel, thank you for stopping by, brother. And you are welcome here anytime you want. If you got something burning on the brain, you know where to DM me on Twitter. And brother, we will have you on anytime you want to come on.
Absolutely. I'd love to come on again, man. Love to come on again. Love you, bud.
All right. Love you, man. Have a good night, brother.
All right. Brian.
Yes, sir.
I'm also going to go.
All right. I understand completely.
Sorry.
All right, Peter, same thing. Where can people find you? What can they do to help you out?
Nobody can find me anywhere. You can't find me. Don't follow me. Fuck you. Go support Brian, the Front Porch Conservative, and make sure you comment on his things. Make sure you like and subscribe, or you're racist.
No, I actually want to find you.
No, unless you're wearing that leopard thing. Just congratulations, Brian. Appreciate you,
Thank you, sir.
having hosting this and celebrating. We all celebrate with you, sir.
All right, sir. You have a good night. Keep on doing what you're doing, brother.
Will do. Bye, you guys.
All right, take care.
All right,
All right, be good. Well, still got diversity, ladies and gentlemen. We got we still got diversity. We may have lost about 3 or 4 panelists, but we still got diversity on this thing. I
am actually, the majority of my culture is actually Native American. So
okay,
I checked that box.
So we got an
Indian box as well. Look at us. It's like looking in a mirror, except my side makes me look handsome.
So we got an Indian, we got a brother, and we got a Canadian. All right, there you go, man. That's all good.
Oh, and I did the actuary table right now really quickly. Yes, I did actuary tables. The value of a human life as determined by society is between 10 and 13 million. So they want your data. That's how they use it.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
It's crazy. So yeah, just be careful. Anything for free is not free. They're using
Wait,
something.
No,
you're saying
it ain't.
human life is worth 10 and
To $13 million each
Let's not
life.
say that out loud. My wife might hear that.
No. Wait a minute. Your wife would not do anything to remove you from this earth. Okay. Number one, she loves you. Number two, you're the father of her children.
Okay, point number 3. It's point number 3 where you're correct. Point number 3 is I have 4 young autistic children, and there's no way that she would take me out because then she would have to watch them.
See, you have
Although
more
10 to
insurance.
$13 million,
No.
$10 to $13 million would buy a nanny. No, I'm still concerned.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'll pray for you.
Hopefully, Mrs. Railify is not listening to this.
Oh
this
no,
live.
she thinks my whole YouTubing thing is ridiculous.
Now,
She's not wrong.
Now, wait a minute. Okay, now wait a minute. Now, hang on a second. Now, your YouTubing career versus her watching the Gilmore Girls. I mean, now which is more important? I ask you.
YouTube.
Seriously.
Well, right now she's watching Sex in the City, so I mean.
Oh, definitely YouTube. Just kidding.
Oh, definitely YouTube. Definitely.
Sex in the City. Gosh.
Yeah. This is much more valuable.
Much more valuable.
Well, I don't.
If I wanted to see a horse, I would watch the Kentucky Derby.
Listen, I don't know how much. Like earlier, Brian, you had said that we're all the media and we're all contributing valuable things to, what we're doing out there. Let me tell you, today I uploaded a video about how a man tried to rape a cow and he'd end up dying in the process. That's what I'm contributing to the conversation. So no, we're not all the media. Some of us are just shitheads.
But even shitheads bring value.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Let's stop and think about this for a second. You could be the Canadian version of George Carlin. We just don't realize it yet. You could be making cultural contributions that help us laugh in the midst of the insanity that is our lives. And, we just don't know it yet.
Well, either you're too kind or your fedora's on too tight. But thank you either way.
Both.
Ron's a kind guy.
I do my best. No, I mean it's an absolute pleasure having all you here, gentlemen. I mean, and I mean in this in all sincerity, when everybody was assembled a little earlier before Darius got here, I made the statement. I'm looking around at a whole amazing collection of creators of just. I mean, I use the word content, but that doesn't be fair to what you guys do. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're talking about raping cows.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a man. Go to my channel, watch the video. Anyways, man, 40 in Brazil, he's 45 years old. He's a farmhand. He wakes up in the morning. He's like, it's 5 a.m. I'm gonna go do my job, milk a couple of cows. So he milks the cows, and then he's like, great, I've milked the cows. And then so he goes and he has some breakfast with the owner of the farm and all that. And then he's like, yeah. And then after breakfast, he's like, I gotta go milk the cows again. And what he was really thinking, I bet, was like, those cows are going to milk me. And then so then the guy doesn't return. And then the other farm workers are like, this guy's been gone a really long time. And then they go look for him. And there they find him laying unconscious in a field. And then they go, oh, no, there's, I don't know what a Brazilian name is. We'll say Jorge. Oh,
Javier.
There's George. Maybe Javier, maybe Enrique, maybe Iglesias. I don't know. But the point is, they go up to this guy and he's all slouched over like this, and they grab him, they pull him over, and you know how sometimes you can get hit so hard your socks fly off? Well, his pants were down a little bit, so they just assumed that was the thing. And then they pull him over and they realize, oh my God, he's wearing a condom.
Okay.
And then they were like, we need paramedics. And then
as I was saying, I mean, some contribute in the area of cow things. Some contribute in the area of music, some contribute in the area of real talk, some contribute a little bit of everything. And you know what? As I was looking around at everybody who was there, I was like, you know what? Future's daggone bright. I mean, it really is. It's just amazingly bright. And, you know, there's so much to look forward to. And I say, this is not a pun for you, Sean. Grab the bull by the horns and,
oh, buddy,
yeah.
it's a pun.
Don't
Sadly,
you dare run with it. I know you.
Sadly, the cow kicked him in the chest. His heart stopped.
The gears are turning.
No, because your YouTube chat isn't fond of me, and so I'll not get into the grossness of it.
I appreciate that.
Although that's actually, there was no real grossness of it. That was the story. He sidled up to the with intentions to the cow, and the cow kicked him in the chest, and that was the end of it.
Lord,
they're like, oh no, he's on the ground, and yeah. So, anyways, that's the story, and I thought it was fun.
Canadians, I love you guys. I really do.
No, it's not Canadians. It's just me.
That's true.
Although most of my audience is Americans, so that's an indictment on you.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. So, well, I'll tell you what. It's running about 20 minutes to 10, or at least 20 minutes to Darius. What is it out there for you? Like
it's 8:38 over here.
8:38. Okay, it's like 20 minutes to 9 out there. I tell you what. Let's bring it in. Let's bring the train into the station, and this. You know, because I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys have lives, and I genuinely appreciate you stopping by. I really do. Because, like I said, this tonight wasn't necessarily about issues or stories or whatever else. I just want to hang out with you guys and the audience and celebrate. You know, so Darius, yeah, I genuinely do. I mean, it's like I said earlier, we are much like that line from Taming of the Shrew. Though we be tiny, we are fierce. But the thing is, this audience is going to get bigger and bigger with the passing of time. And on a serious note, and I mean this, there's no me blowing smoke up anybody's pants leg here. I have one of the best audiences on the whole of social media. It's not,
you do,
may not be the biggest, but I tell you what, they're smart, they're engaged, they're funny, they have a gloriously unique sense of humor, and Z Highness, do not encourage him. Do not encourage him. Don't do it. You know how his brain works. Don't do it. Bless her heart.
That's utterly fantastic. I love it.
Anyway, no, I mean, in all for my audience, you guys have been with me on this journey since March of 23, and you know it's just going to get hopefully bigger and better. I'll be cranking out a video tomorrow evening for publication. Tracy Barkley, who unfortunately was not able to be here tonight, will be doing the Wednesday night newsroom, and there'll be other videos. And this coming Monday, and I got to send out invitations, you know, we'll be doing a live stream covering the inauguration. So, yeah, that's going to be fun.
It's going to be epic, y'all. It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. Absolutely. So, I tell you what, let's go around the horn. And, you know, you guys can tell people where you're at on social media, what they can do to help you out. We'll go counterclockwise. Darius, thank you for being here tonight, brother. I genuinely appreciate you stopping by. Where can people find you on social media? What can they do to help you out? What can they do to support your efforts?
It's definitely my pleasure. I was glad I was able to carve out some time to join you. Matter of fact, I had the pleasure of having you and Tracy on my program together for the very first time, and so that video will be coming out this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So hopefully y'all tune in. I know y'all love Brian, so y'all tune in. There's a good, engaging discussion as always, and so I have fun with them. Y'all can check me out here on YouTube, Real Talk with Darius. I haven't done a whole lot with my Rumble channel yet. This is gonna be a big year, so I'm gonna making some adjustments. I'm gonna do some updates and things like that. But you can check me out on Rumble. Then of course my Twitter handle, it's Darius12. I believe it is. I'm so on it so often. But anyway, check me out definitely on Real Talk with Darius on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you, brother, for being here. I genuinely appreciate it. All right, now for that crazy Canuck down there in the bottom right. And Z Highness, again, do not Encourage
Time to
him.
bail.
Do not
Time to bail.
encourage him. Don't give his brain any help. I love you, but stop it. Just stop it. All right,
All
Sean.
right. Well,
Plug the
everyone,
Bears.
I am Sean of Third Railify. You can find me at Third Railify on YouTube, on X, and on Rumble. Now, not all of my stories are silly. Some of them are actually quite serious. In fact, the majority of them are quite serious. Where I talk about maybe children being preyed upon by adults and teachers and things like that. So I have quite a bit of serious content, and every once in a while I throw in a really ridiculous one, because if you do what we do on the internet and you're going through the news and you're providing commentary or you're providing analysis and you're doing that all the time, it can actually take you down quite a dark place. So sometimes the levity, the jokes, the lulls, the silly puns, it makes this doable. So again, at Third Railify, YouTube, on Rumble, and X. Follow me there. That would be greatly appreciated. I know, again, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but
Or a glass of milk.
if you like to be silly, I can handle that. So Brian, again, congratulations. The fact that you managed to do this is it's amazing. And from here, I know you're not only is it going to get more fun, because this is where the money comes in. It might start out. It might start out as a few AdSense pennies, and it will come out as AdSense pennies. But you do have a great chat on the YouTube side and on the Rumble side, so you might get some channel memberships, and then before you know it, your AdSense pennies might turn into AdSense dollars, and then that's
how it goes
after that. So you're gonna be doing fantastic. You already are, and I'm excited to see your upward trajectory. And maybe one day we can celebrate me being monetized again.
That's right. That's right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Chris from My Morning Mayhem wanted to remind everyone, because Sean is so very modest about it, he would never mention this himself. You can make sure to find Sean over at OnlyFans, where, according to Chris, a lot of wiener play occurs. I don't know what that means exactly, but
if I had an OnlyFans,
Chris wanted me to mention it. I'm just saying.
That's hilarious. Let me tell you, if I had an OnlyFans, it would have been the first thing I mentioned.
Oh my!
I'm just saying, but no one really wants to see that, I guess. Ruben, what's going on, man?
And the big fella up top, my occasional broadcast partner, gentleman. The man is cultured. He is suave. He is debonair. He is a man of the world, Mr. Ruben Christopher Haynes. Where can people find you on social media? What can they do to help you out, brother?
You can find me everywhere. Thank you, Brian. It was nice being here. But find me everywhere: YouTube, Rumble, Substack, X, at Ruben Haynes, all over. Put content out there. I haven't put anything yet. I will be doing one last video for the Biden administration. Then my life will change, and my life has changed. This past year has been amazing, and I want to put a shout out, especially to Chaya in the chat, and I want to show you a picture of this is her. She's out there.
Oh.
This is why I do what I do now. It's because of her, and it's the future.
That's a nice lipstick.
I know.
My goodness,
it's beautiful.
It's the El Diablo red going on.
I know. It's the future. It's my future, because again, back before I would say December of 2023, I met her at the very end, December 30th, and at that point, I was resigned to basically, I'm going to the world has gone insane with woke ideology. And then she popped up. We started talking, and she has just got an offer for a job for transportation administration. She's going to start doing her career, working, helping out, and she does art too. And my process is now to support her, because I believe in a better America, and making America great again starts with one thing: making yourself great again and making those you love great again. So that's one message here. Yeah. And that's the one thing I want to say. Brian has put the work in this past year, since he's had his, and then when he's just put his channel in. You're very diligent. You've had your great interviews, great presence, and you put the time in. And each of us has done it. Darius, you've done it. Sean, you've done that. Everyone in the chat, believe in what you can do and put your mind to it, and you can achieve great things. We have to do that now.
Absolutely.
So do you feel like you got in terms of love, do you feel like you got the last chopper out of Nam?
Theoretically, yes, because the way that I love, it's basically by being acts of service per se. We know if you go back to the 5 love languages.
Oh, I love acts of service.
You serve the people. You help them. You nurture them. You're there to help them. Do the best they can. And it's not about, how'd you say it? What? Oh, yes, okay, yeah. And it's about, how'd you say it? Because think about it this way. I have a very rare condition called myasthenia gravis. I should be dead.
Does that mean you're overly handsome? Because that's what I'm noticing.
Okay.
All right.
Hi.
He's not even wearing the leopard print, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
he's not even wearing the leopard print, and the gay is coming out. Okay.
Listen, I am completely not gay, but game knows game. Okay, game recognizes game. I'm just saying.
But again, you have to be you have to be true to yourself, and yeah. See there, she said yes. No, but the thing is that the one thing that we have to all believe in is being good, being forthright, being authentic. And again, if you want to be wild and crazy, be wild and crazy. You want to be demure, be demure. But at least make your dent in the universe with everything that you do. Be strong, have a strong family, and love is the answer to it all. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And Haya is an amazing woman. She's very smart, intelligent, learned. And the one thing that she really did to me that really touched me today is, or the past few weeks, she said it with gusto, is she is cheering me on. She's honored to be with me, and I respect that, and I want to do more. I want to inspire in her to be a better woman. And she makes me a better man every single day, and that's what you want to do. Find somebody who's going to make you proud to be yourself, live in your own skin, live in your own mind, and be proud of who you are. That's the most important thing. The one thing you have to do is compliment yourself as well. Look in the mirror every morning. I'm going to do this. This is my day. I'm going to make the best version of myself. And we have an opportunity now. Think about it. Trump almost got thrown in jail and was almost just discarded and to be thrown out. And then he kept fighting and say, not today. When he got almost killed, his first action was to stand up and say, fight, continue to fight on. Not to cower. Yeah, and that's what we have to do, and that's why we're here. We get the bad chat, we get the bad comments, we get the shutdown. We've all experienced. I got banned on Twitter before Elon took over. I got my Facebook thing taken down, but I kept on fighting because I knew it was right. We know what is right. We know what is wrong. 2 + 2 is 4. It's not 5. It's not 3. It is what it is. And to have people now say, oh, we were right. We were with you all the time. No, you weren't. I remember. The internet remembers. We're doing it. And we have to stay consistent. And I'm really glad for all 4 of you, the people that were on the chat, I consider compatriots and partners in a new American Renaissance. And we'll all do it together.
Could you imagine where we would be if his head exploded like a watermelon?
Oh man, I've already imagined it, and you talk about World War III, we would have definitely been having a big taste of that. The country would be dark right now. Again, as I shared with Brian, people have told me that they feel like the cloud has been removed. They feel like a cloud has been removed or lifted off of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people will be in a much more dark, depressed state of mind, and I personally would be preparing for war.
Yep, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, again, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank Peter. I want to thank Culture, Daniel, everybody. I mean, Chris, everybody, everyone. So, and again, to the audience, thank you so much for all the support, the love, the encouraging words, everything you guys have done. And I cannot thank you enough. This has been one amazing way to top it off. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Gents, hang around for a second. We'll say some proper goodbyes backstage. There'll be a video posted tomorrow evening. I'm not sure what time yet. Wednesday night will be the Wednesday night newsroom with myself and Tracy Barkley on my channel. There'll be another video, and then I will go ahead and announce it now. There will be no Front Porch Brunch this weekend, as I will be traveling, but we will be back Monday with the live stream for the inauguration. So with that, thank you everybody so much for being here for this
my weekend
occasion. Yeah, we're going to have a long weekend. That's right.
You've just ruined it.
How did I ruin it?
I look forward to that brunch.
Well, I mean, sir, look at it this way. You have more time to prepare your antics for your live stream on Saturday night.
I fucking love you, dude.
I love you too. You and your damn leopard print. Anyway, love you guys very much. Thank you for being here, and you guys have a great night.